It's your boy CP. Um, I know y'all can hear the monotone in my voice. Well, it's because it wasn't that great of a week too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and try to fake it. You already know my team, Houston Texans. I will be wearing my jersey right now, but I ain't gonna lie. I had to wash it, man. I had to wash it. I'm like, God damn, must be some damn bad luck on this motherfucker. So I had to wash my jersey, bro, because my CJ Stroud jersey, man. Actually, I tore it. I tore it, man. I got so angry last night. I ripped it. And I shouldn't even be getting angry because, I kind of seen this coming. Offense not really looking up to par and everything like that. But, I ended up doing what I needed to do because, I guess I just ran. I just felt a little upset. So, um, but nonetheless, I'm about to do a week two recap. Starting with college football. We had some great college football games um last week. And I mean, let's talk about it because I really want to talk about it. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed, so that's why you hear like the monotone voice. But we gonna get this thing popping, man. We're gonna get this thing popping. I gotta get out of my head, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get out of my head, bro. I don't want to be lame and be boring and shit. So let me just get out my own head. So let's go ahead and react to the schedule. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Do a live reaction, screen share. All right, guys. So y'all know what happened, man. Great week two in college football. Let's go all the way back. We had some good games going, man. Oh, week three. My bad. I'm tripping. Week three of college, but week two of NFL. So we had Indiana demolishing Indiana State. Typically it's one of those lower schools, so I'm pretty sure that was going to happen. We had Michigan demolishing Central Michigan. Same situation. Padding some stats, putting your second players, trying out some new things. That's what they do. We got Alabama beating Wisconsin. So I guess Alabama's slowly coming back. Wisconsin ain't no sleeper. I mean, they still got a team out in Wisconsin, but it's not like you know anything close to SEC team. But Alabama got to tack some wins on, man, just to stay competitive, at least to stay in the playoffs. And we got a surprise, man. And I kind of called it. I called it last week. I said Georgia Tech might beat Clemson. Um, I didn't expect them to beat Clemson, but I said it might. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes Georgia Tech will upset some people and piss a lot of people off. So Georgia Tech ended up beating Clemson, and I'm here for it, man. Clemson, Dabo Sweeney, man. Dabo Sweeney ain't been the same since the NIL deal start coming out because a lot of these, real good players don't go to those name brand teams anymore, man. They go to like whatever team that's gonna give them the money. So yeah, man, Clemson is suffering because of these NIL deals, man. NIL single handedly changed like the NCAA landscape. So Clemson, they fall to Georgia Tech, rightfully so. Oklahoma, I'm not gonna lie, man. Oklahoma, I'm not really a fan of Oklahoma. I'm a fan of like Big 12 football, and Oklahoma and Texas used to be a part of Big 12 football. Um, Obviously, a lot of my favorite players in the NFL that I've seen in person play in high school, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, they played in Big 12, and Jalen Hurts. So I kind of like Oklahoma a little bit, but not enough, to actually like really dial in and call myself a fan. But Oklahoma destroys Temple. Oklahoma's beating a lot of teams, man. I'm actually kind of worried that Oklahoma might end up taking over like the SEC this year. And I'll get to why in a second. But I mean, Oklahoma looks like they're just the most competitive team right now, man. They're just dominating a lot of people. They're beating people, and they're looking good doing it. All right, moving on to Oregon versus Northwestern State. I still don't think Oregon should be ranked number 6. I don't even think Oregon is a top 6 team. Maybe I think they're on the outside looking in terms of the top 10. But they take care of business, beat Northwestern, so they did what they were supposed to do. Auburn beats South Alabama as expected. One of those lower schools. Missouri beats Louisiana as expected. Typically, that's what's gonna happen. Um, USC beats Purdue. I mean, maybe USC can. Oh, they're sitting right there at 25. Maybe they can make a name for themselves, man, and sneak back in. Penn State destroys Villanova. Obviously, Penn State is probably the best team in the NCAA right now. I think they are, in my opinion. I think when Ohio State and Penn State face off, I think Penn State's going to take that. In my opinion. Um, Georgia beats Tennessee barely. And it's crazy, man. Like Tennessee really almost gave them a run for their money. But I mean, I really can't even say that because Tennessee does it every year. They're destroying Georgia. They're damn near blowing them out. Then they let them come all the way back. Like, I don't know, man. Tennessee just can't finish games against Georgia. I don't get it, bro. Like every time we think that somebody's going to dethrone Georgia, and it's always like either Alabama or like a really decent team that has to dethrone Georgia. But Tennessee, man, if y'all get y'all shit together, y'all could probably beat Georgia. But nah, man, they fucking let it go in the end again. Texas Tech, man, beating Oregon State, man. So Big 12 football, like I said, I'm a fan. Texas Tech took care of business against Oregon State, so I like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Destroy those guys that are not in. I think Oregon State might be a part of the Big 12 now because I know the Pac-12 went away, so a lot of the teams merged to different divisions. But don't quote me on it right now. But I'm gonna definitely get back later on that one. Iowa State beat Arizona State as expected. Barely beat them, but they took care of business what they were supposed to do. And now the game that I was paying attention to this weekend, Texas versus UTEP, University of UTEP. Can't remember her name. I can't even remember where they're from. Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, man, this is not good, dog. This is not good, man. Because I'm like I said, I'm a Texas fan. That's my team. I'm a Big 12 guy, and now I'm like a F. I'm an SEC Big 12 guy, and I've always been a Texas fan, Texas Longhorns fan since the day I was born. Back all the way back to like the Vince Young days and everything like that, because my family has close ties with Vince Young, so I'm definitely like a Texas fan. But I mean, I don't know what's wrong with Arch Manning. I feel like maybe he's injured. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe something's wrong with his shoulder or something like that, but he's just missing throws, man. Arch Manning was that dude last year. Like when it came to these teams right here, Arch Manning was a gunslinger, throwing the ball, killing it. I don't know if it's the offense they got him in right now or it's Arch Manning himself, but I do see Arch Manning missing like a lot of key reads and everything like that. So maybe that could be it. He just needs more time to develop. That's what it's looking like. He just needs more time to develop in the NCAA. Um, Dude was 11 to 25 for 114 yards, a touchdown, and an interception against UTEP, a team I can't even remember where they're from. You know what I mean? Like what's going on, Arch Manning? I don't know what's going on, but it looks like Arch Manning is not familiar with pass rush and reading defenses. That's what it looks like. Because honestly, a lot of times, um, when he was in that red zone, he just failed to see somebody wide open, and then he just turned back around, or he didn't want to take the shot or whatever. And I feel like sometimes when you have an injury and you see somebody wide open and then like you don't take the shot because you feel like you can't make the throw, it could be that. It could be that, but I just don't know, man. I really wish the best for Arch Manning, but this is probably just not his year, man. This is not his year that he's gonna shine. So we're just gonna have to wait till Arch Manning develops into like the quarterback like yours, And I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to yours, man. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. Let me apologize to yours, man, because I was wrong, yours. I was wrong, man. I really thought Arch Manning should have started over you last year, um, but I was wrong. You knew what you were doing. I did think you were injured. You came back a little too early, but you knew what you were doing. You were rightfully so the starting quarterback last year. Um, it sucks that pretty much everybody kind of forced you to leave, so you couldn't stay your senior year. You pretty much went to the draft, and then wasn't successful in the draft. Um, which I thought you was gonna take the transfer, but I guess not, man. Um, yeah, my bad, viewers, man. I really thought Arch Manning was like that guy, like that dude. Day one started, put him in. You know what I mean? But Arch Manning is doing all right, but he wasn't doing a great, like he wasn't doing the job that Ewers was doing last year. So I just want to acknowledge that. I'm sorry, my bad, Ewers, man, my bad. I gotta acknowledge that for you. All right, so back to football, man. South Florida against Miami, Florida. I really thought that Richard,
Oh,
I'm on live,
well,
huh?
well,
Just me.
oh, okay. I'm gonna go look at the podcast right now.
All right, all right. So Miami took care of business against South Florida. Damn near annihilated South Florida. I thought South Florida was gonna be halfway decent because I think they beat Florida last week. So I'm thinking like South Florida's supposed to be halfway decent, but Miami looks like they're the truth, man. Miami looks like they're the truth, and I don't know. Maybe it's too early, and their schedule is a little bit easier than other teams, but Miami looks like the truth, man. Ohio State dominates Ohio as expected. Ole Miss beats Arkansas. Arkansas got pretty close to beating Ole Miss. All right, well, hey man, Arkansas might not be that far off, but Ole Miss took care of business as they should. Illinois beats. I don't even know what team that is. Yeah. Sometimes they just be like early in the year they be playing these teams that are just in different divisions and trying to give them a chance, but Illinois took care of business. Let's just say that. Um, Now the game of the week, me personally, this is the best game. This is the best college football game I've watched all year. Texas A&M versus Notre Dame, and Texas A&M was down like by 3 touchdowns and came back and won this game. That was an outstanding performance by Texas A&M. Notre Dame, I'm sorry that had to happen to you, but y'all got y'all ass whooped in the fourth quarter, man. Goddamn, Texas A&M might be that team. The SEC is looking crazy, man. The SEC is actually extremely competitive in Texas, or in that region closer to the western part of the SEC, like LSU, Texas A&M. Um, I mean, you got to put Texas in there too. They're still competitive. Um, yeah, man, the SEC is looking really good. I really think that there's going to be 5 or 6 SEC teams in the playoffs. Um, yeah, like I said, best goddamn game I have seen this entire year. That game was absolutely amazing to watch. Florida versus LSU. Yeah, man. LSU is a really good team. LSU is a really good team, and they took care of business. Like I said, like the teams like LSU, Texas A&M, like these teams are like looking like they're going to be the top teams in the SEC, and obviously Georgia as well. They're really taking care of business, man. LSU, I'm happy LSU is starting to take care of business, and like a lot of that power was transferred from Alabama to LSU, and LSU got a dominance, inside the SEC now, and they're ranked number 3, which is just pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I don't know yet. I still got to see him against the big boys, Georgia. I still got to see him against Alabama. I still got to see LSU play a little bit more games. I don't know about number 3, but I got to see him play a little bit more. Vanderbilt beats South Carolina. Yeah, man. Vanderbilt is always surprising people, dog. Vanderbilt is always surprising people out of nowhere with some crazy, miraculous play. And they end up destroying South Carolina. And everybody's raving about the South Carolina quarterback because he's like a big giant dude that a prototypical style quarterback. But I guess it didn't matter when you play Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt took care of business, whoop that ass, man. You can't be that big stature, you know what I'm saying, and have all these bragging rights to get your ass whooped like that. You can't get your ass whooped like that, man. So I don't know about South Carolina, man. I don't know. I don't know about their quarterback now. Um, and then the final game, Utah take care of the business from Wyoming, and this is a very good college week. I was a little bit disappointed in my Texas Longhorns. Not even the Texas Longhorns, man. I was just a little bit disappointed in Arch Manning, like just him, honestly, because that team is elite. That team around him is elite, and he needs to find a way to rise to that level. Maybe they need to change up the offense. Maybe they need to do something more creative because it does look like they're running a pro style offense, and then he might not be ready for that. He might just need to come out of the shotgun for for the remainder of the year, come out of the shotgun and play that way. But I definitely want to see Arch Manning do good. We got some comments. Richard, yo, 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 Richard, Florida boy, Florida boy, Florida boy in the building. Yeah, man. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see if man, y'all Florida teams be playing some nobodies, bro. y'all about to play Kent State next. Anyway, moving on to NFL, bro. We're about to move on to NFL, so let's go ahead and get down and dirty and talk business. You know what I'm saying? Richard, you can call in when you have good Wi-Fi. Do not call in when you don't have good Wi-Fi. Just letting you know. I know you're gonna do it. Um, Let me go. All right, so the week started off with Packers versus Commanders, and I've been telling everybody that there's like a gap in the NFC with the Packers, Eagles, and then everyone else. It's the Packers, the Eagles, and everyone else. I don't think anyone's close to these two teams. The Packers are very dominant and they're playing a very dominant football game, and they have Michael Parsons rushing the quarterback. And they don't even need him like that. They don't even need him like that. That's how good they're playing. Because, Michael Parsons is coming off the bench because he just got there. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't fully immersed himself into the scheme. They just telling him to go out there, go rush the passer every once in a while. So he's not, I wouldn't say he's like a true starter right now, but man, the Packers are just dominant, dog. Like Jordan Love is that dude. And those wide receivers are hard. Like it's hard to hold all of them all at one time. Then you got Aaron Jones. I mean, they're just the most complete team aside from the Eagles. Like the Eagles and the Packers are like just two complete teams. And I definitely see them coming out of the SEC, coming out of the NFC. All right, moving on. We got Cowboys and Giants. What a game! What a game! Um, Russell, last name Wilson, no pun intended, came out like a dog, slinging the football, doing all the things he has not been doing for the past 3-4 years. Russell Wilson came out of nowhere. I don't know. Maybe Sierra threw it back on him that day, man, or the night before. Gosh damn, whatever happened, Russell Wilson, to you, whatever happened to you, man, you gotta make sure that happened again. Because man, Russell, I haven't been this excited about seeing Russell Wilson play in a long time, man. And he went toe to toe with the Cowboys defense, who they're supposed to have two of the best corners in the NFL. You know what I mean? They're supposed to have these high viz corners that's supposed to be, going crazy and intercepting the ball and doing all this kind of stuff. And he tore them apart. Malik Neighbors is a dog, man. That dude's a second year player, but he's a freaking dog. But yeah, shout out to Russell Wilson, man. I, I'm still kind of iffy about like the stuff that happened, between you, and your wife and, future and everything like that. Not gonna hold that against you, but at the same time, I am. But the Cowboys Dak ended up playing a really phenomenal game and ended up closing out this game. So shout out to Dak too, man. Dak never gets his credit, man. It's like when things happen to the Cowboys and it's unfortunate, right? And Dak puts a type of a performance that's not noteworthy, I guess, people don't give Dak his credit. So I'm gonna give Dak his credit right now. Dak played a phenomenal game. Who cares if it's the Giants? It's the NFL. You know what I mean? He played a fucking good game. Um, moving on, man. Steelers and Seahawks. A bit surprised on this one, especially because Aaron Rodgers looked really good last week against the Jets. So how did he get smoked out by the Seahawks? No idea. Can't tell you, bro. Maybe because that offense they try to run is too methodical, like running the ball up the middle, doing all these, boring run pass, all these plays that they do is just so boring. It's not exciting. I mean, I guess that's why they lost. You know what I mean? They just couldn't put up enough points. You got to put up some style points sometimes to win the NFL. So yeah, man. Seahawks had Sam Bradford, and Sam Bradford took out Sam Bradford, or Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold took care of business against the Steelers. All right, you got Rams and Titans next. Yeah, the LA Rams took care of business. Of course, I mean the LA Rams is a good team, man. I mean they beat us week 1. They're a good team, so I knew they're gonna annihilate the Titans, man. Um, because I think they're the fourth best team in the NFC. Um, behind Eagles, Cowboys. I'm not Eagles, not Cowboys. Eagles, Packers. Who else I said? The Lions and the Lions. So I think they're right up there. I think the Rams are like right there. Like they can compete with everybody. Don't sleep on the Rams, man. This year the Rams might be really like undefeated for a while. So don't sleep on the Rams, man. The Rams are really good. We played a really good team. You know what I mean? Like week 1. So that's all I wanted to point out. Bills took care of business against the Jets. Josh Allen looked like he was struggling because that Jets defense is a monster, and Josh Allen ended up, pulling through. Well, and not just Josh Allen, his whole team. They ended up pulling through. So, Bills took care of business as they should. It's the Jets. So now they're 2-0. Patriots beat the Dolphins. Man, somebody save Tyreek Hill, dog. Somebody save Tyreek Hill's career because that shit is dying. And this is what happens, guys. This is what happens when you're selfish. When you're selfish and you want more money, you want the big contract, and you go to a team that, you know, that's hot for one moment but can't really produce like that over the longevity. You know what I mean? You leave a good situation with Patrick Mahomes, and then you go to another situation with a quarterback who's not always healthy, and now your career is dying. So I mean, shout out to Tyreek Hill, man. You did it to yourself at the end of the day, but somebody need to save your career. So I suggest, you ask for a trade to the Texans because hey, we need you, man. We'll take you to Texas, man. We'll take you, dog. But yeah, the Patriots took care of business, like I said. Yeah, man, Mike Vrabel is a really good coach. I thought it was retarded that the Titans let Mike Vrabel go. And Mike Vrabel on the Patriots just makes sense now. That's a really good situation for them. So shout out to Mike Vrabel, man, taking care of business. Uh, we got Bengals beating the Jaguars. The meltdown of the Bengals of the Jaguars actually, because Joe Burrow got knocked out of the game, pretty much because one of the linemen actually it was kind of dirty. I'm not gonna lie. One of the linemen grabbed his foot and kind of like bent his ankle a little bit, and then Joe Burrow like fell down. So not gonna lie, it was a little dirty. It's a little dirty, but they took care of business. Um, the Jaguars supposed to take care of business, but they didn't. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna be dirty, at least finish the game with a W. And they didn't end up doing it. Jake Browning came in and just annihilated the Jaguars defense. Where was Travis Hunter? Like, where was all where was all this defensive talent that they have? You know what I mean? Like against a backup quarterback. Like, where was all this, bro? Like, come on now. What are we doing? Um, I was actually rooting for the Jaguars, even though they're in our division. I was rooting for the Jaguars to win, but apparently, I guess they just don't. Trevor Lawrence just don't know how to finish. Maybe he doesn't have that clutch gene. Um, because I feel like Trevor Lawrence is like a really good quarterback, but when you have situations like this where you have the advantage because the other quarterback is not in, how are you not taking advantage of the situation and winning and blowing that team out? I don't know, man. Some it might be time to call Trevor Lawrence possibly a bust, man. Could be. It could be a bust. That's all I'm saying. Could be a bust. But yeah, moving on, man. Yeah, Bengals ended up coming back and winning. Like Jake Browning just stuck to the recipe of passing the ball to Chase Brown, and it worked. So, um, what we got next? We got 49ers and we got the Saints. So this is a good game. I just don't think that the Saints are ready to win. They're probably gonna lose a lot of games this year, man. Like the Saints is just they're in bad shape, man. Spencer Rattler, I feel bad for him because like Spencer Rattler played at Oklahoma, and I felt bad for him because his career kind of like went to shit when he got benched, um, and then he really couldn't recover from it, and he like hopped from team to team in the NCAA, and then he ended his career inside of the Big 12 under Oklahoma. So that was like his one chance to prove himself. So now he's on the Saints. He's doing pretty good. He's just not able to finish. And we see that a lot with all the younger guys. A lot of the younger quarterbacks are not able just to finish. You know, like they're good the third quarter, they're good the first quarter. But then when it comes to the fourth quarter and closing out that game, man, there's just that lack of experience. So, the 49ers were able to come away with a victory. Shout out to them. And then we got the Ravens and the Browns. Yeah, man, this is looking bad for the Browns, man. I don't. It's hard to be a Browns fan, and you got Joe Flacco, a guy who's way past his prime, man. At least 10 years past his prime. I mean, Joe Flacco was in his prime when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady was playing. I was in high school. You know what I mean? That was his prime over 10 years ago. So to start Joe Flacco over your two rookies that you drafted and that you're supposed to be developing, um, I just don't know. Like I don't know what the intention was. I don't understand why they're starting Joe Flacco, and then they got Deshaun Watson, on IR. Like it's the Browns quarterback situation is ridiculous right now. It makes no sense to anybody, at least not to me. But yeah, I mean, the Ravens took care of business as they should. Derrick Henry's looks like Derrick Henry's struggling, man. And like I said, man, I think I was a year off. I think maybe I was a year off, like because Derrick Henry, I knew he was on the decline. I just didn't know when it was gonna happen, and he might be on the decline now, or I might be speaking too soon because Derrick Henry is still that dude. He could still run downhill and everything like that. But I mean, I don't. Sometimes he's effective and sometimes he's not. And then like this, there's certain games where like this game he wasn't effective, and then the previous game before that he was effective, but he fumbled in the end. So Lamar Jackson took care of business though. When you have Lamar Jackson, who also has that um, breaking news. Anthony Richardson is officially a Cincinnati Bengal. Just posted on X and Bleacher Report. Hold on. What? What? Hold on. Hold on a second. Hey, don't be saying bullshit. Don't be saying bullshit, man. You trying to say, man, don't be coming on here, man, with that bullshit, man. Don't be coming on here, man, with that. Don't do me like that, man. I was about to clown Richard. I was about to clown Richard, man. You almost got Richard clown. Never mind. I thought I was about to make fun of his ass for buying that jersey. Um, yeah. So now I'm going back to where we left off. All right. So Ravens took care of business. So did the Lions. Lions took care of business, man. I'm excited to see Jared. I mean, yeah, Jared Goff take off because last week, man, he was stagnant. He got destroyed by the Packers, man. And then, I mean, he let loose on this game. Maybe he was pissed off. I know Amon-Ra St. Brown was pissed off because he got 3 touchdowns. My guy was working. But yeah, man, very good victory by the Lions, man. Very good victory. Caleb Williams, man, I'm just to be honest with you, bro. Like, I don't know if the Bears is not good enough or you not good enough, but I just don't see it. I don't see you ever winning that division anytime soon, dog. You got the Packers and you got the Lions to deal with for the next 5 to 10 years. I just don't see Caleb Williams ever winning that division, man. And that sucks. It's unfortunate. Uh Man, that freaking Bleach Report threw me off. Freaking Colts took care of business against the Broncos. Uh I'm not gonna lie, Richard. If you still watching, y'all got lucky, bro. Like y'all didn't like outright win. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna take it away from you. You didn't outright win, is what I'm trying to say. Like what happened in the end, right? Dude literally missed the field goal, but someone touched the center on the field goal try on the defense, and then now they get a retry from an extra 15 yards ahead. And all he had to do was size it up the right way, and then he made the field goal. So, did y'all take care of business? Yes, y'all did take care of business. I mean, Daniel Jones took care of business, and Daniel Jones, I think he's dope, man. I think he's gonna be a good quarterback, man. I still don't think he's gonna be good enough to beat the Texans. I still don't think he's be good enough to beat the Texans. He play like the Broncos are good. The Broncos are good. I'm not gonna lie, like the Broncos are good, but like we got some dogs on defense, man. We got some dogs. Like I I just don't know if he's gonna be able to handle that. And it did look like when the Broncos pressured Daniel Jones, it did look like he made a lot of mistakes. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm gonna let you come in whenever you're ready. We can talk about it. But I gotta mention that real quick. But yeah, the Colts took care of business. Shout out to Richard. That's his team, even though he's from Miami, Florida, and he claims Florida boy, but he's a Colts fan. Um, Cardinals. Cardinals took care of business against the Panthers. Honestly, it got really close. It looked like the Panthers was about to win, but Bryce Young blew it at the end. Like he literally, I can't remember what he did, but he blew it at the end. Like it was bad. I was just like, yo, like you better have a game winning drive and prove to everybody kiss my ass. But now everybody's right. Like Bryce Young might be a bust. Bryce Young might be a bust, man. First overall pick, which is going to be a bust. That's pretty much what's going to happen. But yeah, so the Cardinals took care of business. I'm still trying to figure out when is the connection between Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. gonna, ignite, because Marvin Harrison Jr. is a dope wide receiver, man. We need to put that into action. Um, all right, and supposedly the game of the week, Eagles and Chiefs. Um, Pretty good game. Pretty good game. It was a slugfest. It was a lot of defense. It was a lot of running. It was a lot of boring football, old school football. Two teams slugging it out on the line of scrimmage, but the people that came out with a victory are the people who are used to slugging it out, which are the Eagles. There's a comment at the end of the Eagles game by Chris Jones. He was like, y'all motherfuckers got not, you didn't even get 100 yards, basically. You know what I'm saying? And then Jalen Hurts, because obviously everybody's clowning Jalen Hurts because he doesn't, he's not a stat mogger. I get it. He's not a stat mogger. So everybody clowning Jalen Hurts. And so Jalen Hurts retaliated. He was like, we won the fucking game. Shut up. So, um, yeah, man, I like to see Jalen Hurts get a little frustrated and kind of like, just give the defense a little something, talk shit back a little bit. You know what I mean? Because Jalen Hurts is always like a respectable young man. But I'm just like, man, you run the ring, you that dude now. You gotta tell these motherfuckers like, yo, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? And rightfully so, the Eagles, Chris Jones can talk shit because he has 3 rings. So yeah, he can talk shit. I'm just saying, Jalen Hurts, now you have the ability to talk shit because you won a ring. So But if it was anybody else talking shit, they ain't won a ring. Motherfucker, shut your ass up. But Eagles took care of business, beat the Chiefs by a field goal, like I said they would. Falcons versus the Vikings. Oh man, this game was everything short of touchdowns. I'd say that, man, because gosh damn, man, JJ McCarthy, JJ McCarthy. I don't know if you watching Barco, but I said JJ McCarthy is not ready, dog. Like, yeah, he had a good game week 1 where he did that, that fourth quarter comeback, whatever. But nah, man, not against a defense like a really decent defense that's really gonna really get at you with pass rushes and shit. Nah, man, it showed. It showed what he's capable of. And what ended up happening was the Falcons put the pressure on him, and he couldn't do anything. He literally got close enough to only do field goals, and 2 field goals is the best he could push out. Yeah, the Falcons took care of business. Even though they kicked a lot of field goals, they did score touchdowns. So, I got to give them credit where it's due. Falcons played a phenomenal game, and it was a low scoring game too. All right, now to my game. Texans and the Buccaneers. Yeah, CJ Stroud, man, you don't look good. You don't actually. You know what? Let me just go. Let me talk about the Chargers real quick. Let me just say this for last. All right, so Chargers took care of business against the Raiders. I fell asleep during this game. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not even gonna like give some details about this. I fell asleep, dog. But I just heard that the Chargers are the team to beat in the AFC apparently because they're like I said, Chargers are gonna be a top team. I literally said this last podcast. Chargers are gonna be a top team in the NFL and probably gonna finish in the AFC as a top 2 team. I literally said that. Literally said that. So you don't have to take my word for it. Just go watch my last episode. Um, but anyway, let's just get to this game, man. Let's just talk about this, dog, because this was absolutely ridiculous, man. CJ Stroud, 207 yards, touchdown. Baker Mayfield, 25 of 38, 215, 2 touchdowns. Um, I'm not gonna lie, man. That last drive is the majority of Baker Mayfield's yards. He really wasn't doing all too much aside from the first drive and the last drive. All the meat and potatoes in between, Baker Mayfield wasn't getting what it looks like on there. And same thing for CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud typically that last drive and that first drive was really all the stats. This is a defensive game. This is a defensive game. And unfortunately, when you have a defensive game, the difference in the defensive game is these two. The running backs. That's the difference in a defensive game. When you have 2 defenses that are juggernauts and going against each other, and one rushing attack is stopped, you're done. Now we almost won the game by a fucking miracle, by a block punt and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it was certain things that happened to where we got close enough to win. But realistically, were we in the game? No. We're not in that game. We're getting annihilated at the line of scrimmage, and it showed. And CJ Stroud, I don't know what's wrong with you, dog. Maybe your head is in somebody's ass or something, man. You got booed yesterday. I heard the boos through the TV, dog. You got booed, big dog. People were booing you at your own home stadium, and that just says something. You and Arch Manning, man, y'all both got booed this week. That is something. Something's up, man. Something is up, CJ. And I don't know what CJ has to do because it looks like the line was actually decently protecting, but I didn't see a lot of CJ Stroud stepping up in the pocket, making throws, giving the wide receivers the opportunity. This is why I'm advocating for the Texans to get Tyreek Hill, because we need that third option. We don't have Tank Dell. We have Aiden Hutchinson. He's decent. He's not, a Tank Dell. He's a rookie. and we have Nico Collins, and Nico Collins top 5 wide receiver in the league. But when everybody knows Nico Collins is going to get the ball in certain situations, it's damn near impossible to give it to him. And I just saw a lot of trying to force the throws to Nico Collins, or seeing that Nico Collins is open, or as seeing Nico Collins is not open, and then trying to look for other options, and then leading to CJ Stroud getting sacked. Yeah, man, CJ Stroud, you got sacked too many times, bro. And I can't blame the offensive line. If you're gonna hold the ball and you have a bad offensive line, then that's that. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna lose the game if you keep holding on to the ball that long. Throw the ball away. Tell the defense that you're not gonna sit here and fucking attack my offensive line and attack me. I'm gonna throw the ball. I'm gonna throw the ball away. I'm gonna live to see another down. So, CJ, don't try to do too much. Don't try to make stuff happen. Just play the game of football the way you know how to play it. As a game manager, as a elite quarterback, when you're locked in, when CJ Stroud is locked in, he's elite. He's elite. Right now, he's just not locked in. I don't know. Maybe he's, instead of memorizing the playbook, he's memorizing all these damn commercials that he's in. But dog, you got to lock in, bro, because this is the NFL. I mean, we started 0-2. It's a little embarrassing. I don't know what to make of it, but man, I'm looking forward to week 3 against the Jaguars. But at the same time, man, if we get the same result, we're gonna lose again. And if we start 0-3, man, I gotta hear Richard's mouth. I gotta hear Richard talk shit. I don't want to hear that shit, man. So get it together, CJ. Nick Chubb, I can't blame you because you were going against an immaculate defensive line. Immaculate defensive line. And it just kept running up the middle like you were going to get somewhere. Nick Chubb, I can't even blame you for that. We definitely need Joe Mixon to come back, and we definitely need Nick Chubb to ground and pound, but on the outside. Get him a play to the outside. We had one rush where he went outside of the tackle and he scored for a touchdown, 21-yard touchdown. And that was the majority of the yards he got. But man, it's, we got to do better, dog. 3 receptions for Nico Collins is ridiculous, man. Nico Collins deserves at least 15 targets a game. 15. So, like I said about Arch Manning, dog, if CJ Stroud has to come out of the shotgun for the rest of the season just to get a rhythm, you know what I'm saying? Just to get the groove of things. If we don't need to play a pro style offense right now, I'm fine with that. Let's light it up on the scoreboard and play a game that depends on us scoring points, because the defense cannot get worn out this early. The defense looks phenomenal. So let's do something with the offense that's going to keep us on the field and score points. Let's go back to it. Let's air this bitch out. You know what I mean? Let's play a pro style. Let's play a pro style offense out of the shotgun. Air this motherfucker out. Get these swing passes. Get all these these option passes going, and get these guys to spread the field, so we can at least keep the defense off the field. We don't want to wear this defense. That's a championship defense that we have. That was a championship defense that we got. But it doesn't matter because we can't score. And kick the field goals, man. Kick the damn field goals. If there is no reason that we should have not kicked that field goal when it was in the 4th quarter and it was like 14 minutes to go. There's no reason, DeMeco Ryans, we shouldn't have kicked that field goal and went forward, and CJ Stroud just, I don't know, man, just missed the throw. Or nobody was open, or didn't give his guy a chance. You know what I mean? Didn't even get his guy a chance. I don't know what we need to do, man, but the Texans are really pissing me off, man. And really pissing me off. And, like I said, I got to hear Richard's mouth all the damn time. So, definitely don't want to hear that. Yeah, man. I definitely feel like this season started off really rough and I think we're gonna do better week 3. We're playing the Jaguars. It's gonna be a divisional matchup. It's gonna be a good one. But yeah, man, Texas Longhorns, Houston Texans, get your shit together. I'm glad the Longhorns are winning, but get your shit together. Texans, get your shit together, like starting from the top to the bottom. You know what I mean? Like right now, we can't depend on CJ Stroud. We can't. CJ Stroud can't. He just don't look locked in, dog. He don't look locked in like he was. He looks like he's a little detached, like his lineman kind of letting him down and everything like that. He just don't look locked in the way I thought he would. But eventually, later on down the road, when we later on down the road when we play, the Baltimore Ravens and we play the Chiefs, we play all these teams that are like Super Bowl contenders, like we need to have our fucking shit together. Or, there's no luck. Yeah, man. But that's pretty much it. This is Too Easy Playbook. I will be streaming again um later on today, and I'll be streaming about something a totally different topic. But also make sure you check out my live fantasy draft picks. I mean live fantasy lineup switch up on Thursday. I need some advice, man. I lost my week 2 in fantasy. I got my ass whooped both times, man. Both times. So yeah, help me out, man. Thursday, I'm gonna do my little live fantasy plug and play or whatever, whatnot. And make sure you watch on Sunday morning when I do my what do you call that? You call that DraftKings draft prize picks. When I do my prize picks, man. So watch Sunday morning. I do my prize picks live. I did win some money this Sunday. I won a little bit of money, but it wasn't enough. You know what I mean? It was less than $70. Let's just say that. But nonetheless, I want some money. So let's all bet together. Let's help each other out. You know what I'm saying? So we get to this money together. Um, but yeah, man, a little disappointed in week 2, both NFL and college, specifically my teams in general. But I'm excited for week 3. I think it's gonna get better. But yeah, it's been real. It's been raw, man. It's been too easy. This is Too Easy Playbook. CP, Colombia Papacito. If you're not gonna say it right, don't say it at all. I'm out, guys.